Hey, yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy, Mistah Wilson. And you are now tuned in to Wilson Block 100 Radio. And today, man, I'm talking about how Pasadena, California has failed me as a child in the community, man. And I'm really speaking from my heart, you know what I'm saying? When I thought about the topics of this, man, there was a lot of bullet points I could make. But, you know, I'm going to tell this story and... you know, this is not a complaint, man. It's more like an untold truth of mine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, no one else is going to tell you this truth, but this is my story. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in Pasadena and why, you know what I'm saying? I had to move out of state, and I didn't have to move out of state, but I chose to move out of state because, you know, the local music scene in my town just wasn't trying to, you know, unite. And if they are trying to unite, I bet you they're not trying to include me. So how united can you be? You know what I'm saying? And first, look, we're going to get into it, man. But first, man, we're going to get into some of this local music. Y'all get a bar of this Seattle stuff, man. Gabriel Teodros, man. Light attracts light. Yeah.
If anything, being an independent hip-hop artist has taught me about loving without expectations more than anything else. Be the music you want to hear. Word to Khalil. Yeah. They wonder if it's worth it. People my age say their dreams desert them. I work completely uncertain. If anyone to feel it, just know that it is healing and enough for me. I bleed publicly, believe love should be critical and free to go. See, I don't fit into a role that they have given me before and won't shrink down to make them feel safe. Now I flow for the same reasons that I first started. Purpose won't change, I can stay uncharted or go nuclear and keep the same cool core. Cause I done seen a couple supernovas before. The faster they blow, they sink back into a black hole. Many don't know how to survive that road. I'm owed nothing and neither are you. So anything we do here has gotta be mutual. It's like when you got that spotlight on you, you gon' attract other bright lights and moths and energy vampires and everything. Keep your core cool and don't do business unless it's a win-win. Remember, fame consumes humanity, but it's also temporary. I know I'm an oddity. If you follow all of my offerings, you probably gon' see that music's not a commodity or a product to me. Behind bars we feel free, and that's a contradiction in my industry. See, I'm operating in a system I do not believe in. Authoring some stories we could leave for our children. Honestly wish we all approached it different, but everybody's got a high cost of living. Imagine if substance trumped all image and we celebrated what we made without names. If the music could touch the world without fame, well, maybe it does in small ways, but I'm battling the mainstream machine with no face. My homies just wanna get a piece of the rap race so they could run it, eventually end up in a cage. It's a vicious cycle as history indicates, but I don't believe what's been done is the only way. For real, there's so many different ways to imagine and invent your life. Don't let anybody else's idea of success define yours. Just like all music is not created equal, we might not do it for the same reason either.
Yes, sir. That was Gabriel Teodros, you know what I'm saying? And Soul Chef, you know what I mean? And you can cop that off of the evidence of things not seen. All right, man, it's your boy, Mistah Wilson. Let's get back to business, all right, man? You know, I'm going to play just one more song in the radio show at the end. So I'm going to talk, you know, got a little more time to talk about it than usual. Because, you know, I like to spend 3 cuts in the show, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, you know, how Pasadena has failed me as a child in the community. Now, listen, man, I don't mean to sound all dramatic, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when I really typed that headline out, it made sense to me, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, right now, you know, I really want to just reflect on, you know, who I am, you know what I'm saying, publicly and you know, how I came to be who I am today, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, man, I was a foster kid, you know what I'm saying, for the majority of my life. And, you know, in 2002, in September of 2002, you know what I'm saying, I was placed in a foster home in Pasadena, California on Wilson Avenue. And, you know, there was somebody who, you know, saw potential in me, you know what I'm saying, enough to open up his home as a foster home and an attempt to give me a better life, okay? Now, listen, man, I ain't been the angel, okay? I've done what I've done. I've been a knucklehead, you know what I'm saying? I've done my little dirt. I've ran with my crew. I've, you know what I'm saying, been to juvie, camp, county. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just like, yo, I done seen everything but that, and penitentiary and some more shit, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just remember being, you know, when I was in Pasadena, when I moved to Pasadena in '02, man, I was a happy kid. You know what I mean? You know, I was happy to move out the hood and finally, you know what I'm saying, live in a place that felt good. You know what I'm saying? Felt good to be in. You know what I mean? And when I moved to Pasadena, man, it wasn't long for me to fall in love with the streets. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Bungalow Heaven, you know what I mean? Where, you know what I'm saying, it's a very nice place to live. And, you know, growing up, you know what I'm saying, you know, just I've always been, you know, an avid fan of hip hop and, you know, this, you know, the usual story how that goes. You know, when I became, you know, 18 and, you know, I was getting out of juvie, you know, I created a plan. You know, I dropped my first mixtape, you know what I mean? And it was always the Wilson Block. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it came time for me to choose the name of what it was going to be, it was always the Wilson Block. There was never any other name that was competing with the title of my main thing. You know what I mean? And the Wilson Block is in Pasadena, California. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I turned 18 and I was released from the system, I was really technically out on my own. You know, you know, put together this plan, and you know, my task was to create a mixtape, start rapping, and build a website. And I wanted this website to serve something. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you even deeper story, but I'm gonna keep it short. But anyway, man, I remember I was in Pasadena, man, and I wanted to create a network. You know, I just remember thinking one day, like, yo, man, if there was a place for me to, you know, get started, or if there was an artist that I walked by, you know what I'm saying, that was Pasadena, he got some new music out or what have you, you know what I mean, I wouldn't even know it. And that was something that I cared about, you know what I mean? And so, you know, ever since I've been on a mission to provide for artists what wasn't provided for me, come to find out. And, you know, to this day, man, if you ask me, man, I've interviewed the most artists from Pasadena than any other brand, you know what I'm saying, the platform, with all due respect, you know what I mean? I'm influenced by Pasadena radio. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably one of the biggest fans of Pasadena music, if you don't know already. And, you know what I'm saying? I really put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? You know, even to this day, man, I can't think about when or how I ever took a turn for the wrong, or where I was ever malicious in any of this. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, you know, some artists in the town, big portion of artists in the town, primarily the artists that, you know, I've been reaching out to, primarily the artists that ain't nobody else scouting for them on a local level like that. You know what I'm saying? Really like that. You know, and when I talk about scouting for local artists in Pasadena, I mean the whole spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Sure, hip hop is predominant because I'm a hip hop artist myself. You know what I mean? But we do everybody. Everybody is considered. Everybody is invited. The whole purpose of the Wilson Block is to formally acknowledge you as an artist. And I've been, you know, gracefully denied, you know what I'm saying, by, you know, artists in my town. And, you know, listen, I want to say this for the record, you know what I'm saying, before I came to Seattle, by the time I came to Seattle, man, I was convinced that I did everything in my power in Pasadena to help unite the local music scene, you know, foster positivity, you know, encourage, you know, the unification of different cultures, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, standing on, you know, values, having values and, you know, a moral sense of code, so to speak, you know what I mean? And, you know, for the artists that I've been reaching, there's still a lot of interviews that I ain't got done. You know, there's still a lot of interviews that, you know, me personally, I wouldn't consider it unified until I at least got, you know, a photo or an interview or a feature from, you know, a handful of artists, you know what I'm saying? And it's your boy, Mistah Wilson, man. I came to Seattle because, you know, I heard the local music scene was jumping. So I'm like, man, let me go up here and, you know, work with some artists that may be down with it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, go to a place where they're a little more, you know, active on the local scene, you know what I'm saying, and have more sense of a unification. Listen, man, since I've been in Seattle, listen, man, every time I think it can't get any more creative, it does. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I call inspiration. And I don't use the word inspiration loosely, you know what I'm saying, because it's a real thing for me. In the Wilson Block magazine, yo, man, I've been doing that for 5 years, man, gracefully. No budget, you know what I mean? I never missed a month, you know what I mean? All promoting artists like me. And, you know, I don't know how I've been written out, you know what I'm saying, from the legacy that is Dina, you know what I'm saying, amongst, you know what I'm saying, the other artists in my town. But the fact of the matter is, you know what I'm saying, I've never had a closed door to any artist. You know what I'm saying? Now, if egos are the thing, I'm sorry. Listen, I never stopped. You know what I'm saying? And I never plan to stop. You know what I mean? You know, and I guess you could just say that I'm wrong that I cared. You know what I'm saying? That's just the fact of the matter. You know what I mean? And I love Pasadena music. I'm going to always be from Pasadena. And I'm going to have a different story to tell. You know what I'm saying? And you know, sometimes I think that has a little bit to do with it because I'm just not part of their circle. I didn't go to preschool with them. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we see you, but, you know, we ain't trying to really acknowledge you because we are that. You know, when really, you know, I grew up in all the Dinas. You know what I'm saying? And that's a conversation for another time. Without further ado, we're going to get into this last cut. It's by yours truly, Bing Bing. I'll never stop.
Dancing on the beat.
Yeah. Before you go, let me leave you with this. I don't want no hug, no one last kiss. I don't like your butt or like your pics. If you call, I won't pick up. Reply to your text. So what's next? How could I ever forget all the time that we spent, everywhere that we went? I apologize for all the wrong things that I said, the wrong things that I did, the wrong example I set. It's my fault. I take full responsibility, but what you do to me be killing me. But silly me for believing in us, I guess it's too much to ask for mutual trust, and thus I must bust a move. I must pick myself up and dust my shoes off. No love for you lost, but every time I think about where we went wrong, I realize I was being played from the start. Man, that's why I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop grinding. I'll never stop climbing the ways of this world. I'll probably never stop crying. I'll never stop giving, and I'll never stop rhyming. Yeah, I said I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop flying. I'll never stop fighting the ways of this world. I'll probably never stop shining. I'll never stop caring, and I'll never stop rising. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. I just wanna bring together my community, so we can grow and show the world that we know unity. Cause nowadays there's no unity, no you and me, just seclusion. Everyone caught up in this illusion, just don't get it confused with this Wilson Block 100 movement. This gang violence taking innocent lives, the inner city divided, people living outside. I ditch my pride, but I stand with my dignity. Play the same hand God given me, walk with humility. I gotta learn my history, gotta keep my head up cause I gotta get this victory. I'm only 25, but I've been around for centuries. I just made this song to let you know how much you meant to me. Man, that's why I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop grinding. I'll never stop climbing the ways of this world. I'll probably never stop crying. I'll never stop giving, and I'll never stop rhyming. I said I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop flying. I'll never stop fighting the ways of this world. I'll probably never stop shining. I'll never stop caring, and I'll never stop rising. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. That's why I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop grinding. I'll never stop climbing the ways of this world. I'll probably never stop crying. I'll never stop giving, and I'll never stop rhyming. I said I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop flying. I'll never stop fighting the weight of this world. I'll probably never stop shining. I'll never stop caring, and I'll never stop rising. That's why we'll never stop trying. We'll never stop grinding. We'll never stop climbing the ways of this world. We'll probably never stop crying. We'll never stop giving, and we'll never stop rhyming. I said we'll never stop trying. We'll never stop flying. We'll never stop fighting the weight of this world. We'll probably never stop shining. We'll never stop caring, and we'll never stop rising. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, or Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. My name is Michael Taylor, they call me Bing Bing, Mistah Wilson on this Pasadena music scene. Keep it Wilson Block 100%.